What do you do, baby boos? This is Drew. Welcome to my first YouTube video. I know that a lot of you guys have been excited and wanted me to do like tutorials and behind the scenes stuff, and so here I am. We're gonna go ahead and kind of hop into a tutorial here in a little bit, but yeah, come along and join. Ooh. Welcome to the editing suite, aka my terribly messy room. Please don't judge. Welcome to my first YouTube video. I guess some things I'd like to do would be tutorials, some behind the scenes shoots, exciting stuff for you guys to come along and watch and kind of learn and grow, because I'm still doing the same thing, to be honest with you guys. I'm still learning, I'm still growing just as much as you guys are. Today I'm going to show you just a little bit more about like my workflow and how I import my photos, edit them, and export them out to show you guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop in. So for most of you, you guys know that I use an iPad Pro to edit. For those who didn't know, surprise, I use an iPad Pro to edit my photos. A little bit behind my workflow, because I can't exactly show you here on the screen. I use a Lightning to SD card reader to import my photos into the Photos app, to where then I go through my photos and I choose my favorites. What we'll do is we'll probably choose one of these, and I'll probably kind of briefly go over what I do with my photos and stuff that I look for, and that sort of stuff. Now, I use both Lightroom and Affinity Photo for my workflow. I use Lightroom now primarily for backing up my photos. My workflow is awesome. I import through my iPad, import into Lightroom, which uploads to my Creative Cloud storage that I am paying for, which then on my computer, it copies and exports to my external hard drive plugged in. So, and it saves the RAWs as well. So it's wonderful, it's beautiful. But that's pretty much the only reason I use Lightroom. So we're gonna exit out of Lightroom and we're gonna hop into Affinity Photo. Now this is Affinity Photo, the app that I swear everybody asks me what I use to edit with. It's nothing special, guys. It's just like every other editing software out there. We're gonna go ahead and tap and import one of these favorites here. Probably choose this photo of Brady here, actually, because I just really like the look. I like how she looks. Emotion. There's emotion in it, right? So it imports, and you kind of have like a camera raw view, and I just simply kind of go through and make it look the way I would want it to look. I like to brighten up the skin a little bit more. I don't like the skin being very gray when I'm editing it. We're gonna go ahead and hit develop. We're gonna hop into this photo. So I have a bunch of, I guess not necessarily presets, but I do have adjustments that have a preset on it that I have saved. I'm gonna throw all of that on. And yes, it's called Disco Tits. So we're gonna apply our Disco Tits preset. And there we go. So this is just kind of what I've messed with. I really do go through and specifically edit and change things up per photo that I edit. This is just kind of a base that I kind of go off of. It's a little purple, so we're gonna bring up the purples in the greens curved layer just a tiny bit. We don't want her being too green though, but we also don't want her being too purple. We're gonna go ahead and call it good, because I'm just gonna really roughly kind of go through this. Now, a lot of people ask me how to get skin looking so smooth and great. If you haven't checked out frequency separation, you need to go check it out. Really, honestly, what frequency separation does is it separates your textures layer and your skin tones layer. So you've got one layer that you're strictly only messing with the textures, and then you've got one layer that you're strictly only messing with the tones. It gives you a little bit more control with your image. That way you're not meshing everything together. I always like to go into the low frequencies, and I like to kind of smooth out the skin just a little bit, kind of mesh colors together. In Affinity Photo, I've got this great thing called a healing brush, where I can basically select a portion of the skin that I kind of like, and then I can really kind of drop this opacity here, that way it's not too crazy. But I can sort of brush these colors together, and it will mesh these colors and kind of bring them and blend them together. That way her skin's not so splotchy all over the place. And I'm gonna kind of do this throughout her entire face. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of speed through this. And then now, once you're done with the skin, that was honestly super lazy. We're gonna hop into the high frequency, which is gonna be our texture, right? We're gonna try and take out some of these rougher areas on the skin. That way it's not so crunchy or crispy or whatever you would like to call it. We're gonna make it smooth, okay? Buttery smooth. Love the patch tool when it comes to the texture layer. Basically, I choose an area of the skin that I like, and then I can click and drag this over to get rid of maybe some of this texture here. And it just kind of, you know, it's just really, like I said, there's no specific right, wrong way to do it. This is just how I do it. This is why I love editing on an iPad Pro. So I'm gonna really roughly kind of go through some of this stuff real quick, so you guys kind of understand the idea around frequency separation. I highly encourage to practice as much as you can. Look up lots of other like YouTube tutorials. There's so many tutorials out there that are great, so definitely look into it. Now, as many of you guys know, I am a huge fan of manipulating colors, changing them, popping colors, drowning them, whatever you want to do. I love just changing colors in a photo. The way that I love doing that on Affinity Photo is actually this HSL adjustment that I can add to my photo. When we hop into HSLs, you can see here at the bottom that I've got a range of all the different colors really to kind of mess with. Reds are going to be skin tones, yellows will also be skin tones, and yellows are also found in the greens. These yellows really kind of control the entire background right now. So I really dig this like red kind of look just because it matches her cardigan that she was wearing. So with reds, you got to be careful. I always like kind of being a little bit pink with my skin tones, but not too overly pink. You got to be careful with that, to be honest with you. But as you can see, just really simply, this is just a really simple HSL adjustment. You can see the difference it made in the photo. So before and the after. Sometimes I get a little overboard with it, but that's how I do things, guys. And I literally from that I export out, I airdrop it to my phone, and I upload it to Twitter or Instagram. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. So yeah, thank you. Have a wonderful, beautiful day. You guys are absolutely beautiful. I don't know how to do an outro. I really don't. Goodbye.